Good morning and welcome to P&B Sports. I'm Abel Sunday. We have so many stories for you today, interesting stories lined up for you today. Of course, we'll be talking live from Asaba with the head coach of Delta Force, the newly appointed head coach of Delta Force, Peter Bodrick, and also the principal team will join us live from Good morning. How is Lagos this morning? Okay. Fantastic. How about Mr. Tony? Is Mr. Tony down the line too? Okay. Do we have the head coach now? Do we have the head coach online too? Okay, before he joins us, let's start with the principal team. Principal team, are you there? Okay, fantastic game difference today. Manchester United at Emirates, at Flying Emirates. We talked about this game, and we talked about the tactics of the two coaches, if you remember, in our previous show. And we saw how the whole team pound out. The principal team, were you disappointed with the result?
Well, but the first half of that game, it was literally all about Manchester United. They came into that game, they literally dominated possession, but were just toothless when it came to the final third. Arsenal struggled, to even get hold of the ball, talking less of even create chances. But the second half was a different ball game entirely. Arsenal came in guns blazing. United were all over the place. Arsenal intensified the pressure, and it was a bit difficult. But the tactics of Ruben Amorim, it actually did work well. But at the end of the day, it all came down to Arsenal's unique set-piece tactics, and that was the difference in the game. Arsenal's corner kicks really needs to be studied. In fact, almost all of the clubs in the Premier League now are starting to appoint set-piece coaches already. So all thanks to Mikel Arteta. So yeah, that game was a very good one. Ruben Amorim has so many positives to take away from that game. The fact that the players, performed well. But one of the undoings for Ruben Amorim was, the rotation of the squad. He had to take out the likes of Tyrell Malaysia, who was very effective in the game. He kept Bukayo Saka at bay. And, making all of those substitutions earlier in the game really, to enjoy possession in the second half, especially that midfield. United lost control of the midfield in the game. But it is what it is. I think United will go into their next game. I think the next game is back at Old Trafford against Nottingham.
Okay, very well said. Of course, before I go to Mr. Tolu, the principal thing, Arsenal, just like you rightly pointed, Arsenal has the highest goals from set piece this season. They have 7. Don't you think, just like you said, other coaches are already trying to get a set piece coach already, so that they could deal with such threats from Arsenal. For me, don't you think Mikel Arteta have done very, very well?
Well, I think it's all part of the game, right? It's all part of football. You might not really play a game that well, but at the end of the day, all that matters is getting the 3 points. And no matter how you do it, getting the 3 points is all that matters. And Mikel Arteta has discovered that, teams are really prepared for them this season, and coming up with a new tactics alone, from free kicks, even from throw-ins. Arsenal have been able to convert and make all of these chances work. So it's very impressive what Mikel Arteta is doing, and then and the set piece coach, his name is skipping my head right now, but Yeah, they've been very effective. You can see them on the touchline. Mikel Arteta and is a set piece about to go on. You see all of them standing on the touchline, and then when it finally pays off, you see them celebrating, giving themselves high fives and all of that. Yeah, so it's a very good one for Mikel Arteta. And now, in fact, United, first of all, I think appointed, what's his name, if I'm not mistaken, Carlos Fernandez or something like that. Defend, and then they know how to convert from it as well. The likes of Manchester City, every Premier League club are starting to make moves, and they are like,
coaching crew in Arsenal. What will you talk about that? Like, how did you see it? The synergy between the coaching crew.
I think it's very much impressive. That's the way it's meant to be honest. All the coaches are meant to agree on one thing. You're meant to be on the same page because that's the only way the club will be able to move forward. That is the only way the players will be able to understand what the manager wants. So it's very much that is the way it's meant to be. If there is no synergy, then there is no way a football club can go forward. The players, there's going to be so many bad blood. There's going to be so many.
Okay, is Mr. Tony with us now? Do you have Mr. Tony with us now?
Yeah.
Is Mr. Tony there with us? Okay, let's go on a short break. When we return, we might have Mr. Tony with us or back, and Wisdom is the principal thing is still with us. We have to pause with Premier League. Let's come back home. We have the privilege of having the newly appointed head coach of Delta Force basketball.
Doing great in Asaba. We're trying to see how we can have a successful training day
Let's just
today.
jump into the conversation quickly. We don't really have time. Let's jump into the conversation. Congratulations first for your appointment as the head coach of the almighty Delta Force. And you know Delta Force is a fear factor these days. Congratulations to you, sir.
Say again, please.
I said, first and foremost, let me congratulate you for your appointment as the head coach of Delta Force.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that, and it was just like
your coaching career started, and now you have landed in the biggest job so far that any coach will dream of in this country.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I've been in the coaching profession for a while now, and everybody that knows me knows that I'm a very calm and gentle person. I try to see how I can make everybody get better. So being in the M of affair now, I just thank God that I'm here. I'll put in my best to see basketball grow in Delta State.
Okay, good. You've been, like you rightly said, you've been in that system for more than 20 decades now, and you know how the lacunas and the issues surrounding the coaching system, not only in Delta State, let me say in South as a whole. You are not a stranger to that anymore. So now that you are on board, what are you going to do differently? Because of course, before you answer my question, you've been through the total leg of so many coaches, the likes of Coach Fregene, the likes of Coach Tony Omoef in Benin, the likes of Osazie, and even your immediate boss, Coach Benson. So what do you think you are going to do differently this time?
All right. What I feel that I will do different for my my other coaches is trying to go back to the grassroots, because we've really neglected grassroots basketball in Delta for a while now. So we're having issues in that area. And without being told, in Nigeria now, Delta states produce about 45% of basketballers, male and female, all over the country. So I'm going to see how I'll work with my other coaches and see how we can improve on the grassroots development to build up a stronger team for Delta State.
Fantastic. I know you're a very busy person. The last question before I let you go. Shut down Asaba on Monday. I think that should be your first game that you're going to handle the Delta Force as a head coach. How prepared are you?
We are very prepared. At least the female team are up and doing. We brought in some new energy from young players to see how we can blend experience with talent and make everything work out well. For the male team, we're trying to rebuild, and from this competition, we want to see how we can build a formidable team that will represent Delta State in the upcoming National Sport Festival. So everything is going well. We are trying to put in the final touches to see how we can have a beautiful host in this competition.
On that note, I want to say a very big thank you, Coach Peter, indeed. Thank you for joining us. Of course, after the tournament next
Thank you, Abel.
I'm sure we're going to call you again and so that you give us your insight on that tournament. So we're just talking to Coach Peter all the way from Asaba. Let's take a short break. When we're back, we're going to continue with the principal team and Mr. Tolu with the Premier League.
Hello, can you hear me now? Hello, Mr. Beck, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, Mr. Beck, can you hear me? All right. So what was the question now?
Okay, welcome back. Mr. Tolu is live with us already on the show. Mr. Tolu, how are you doing this morning?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Hebe. How are you?
I'm fine. How was the night?
Fine, thank God. And yours?
Okay. It was okay. It was fantastic. Let's go. We don't have time. Let's go straight to goal because we have a lot of things to talk about today. The Arsenal game, you remember?
About what?
You remember the Arsenal game?
Hello?
We talked about this. Can you hear me, Mr. Tolu?
It's breaking. The network is breaking. You
Can
say
you
what?
hear me now?
Can you repeat yourself?
I said, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said, you remember on Wednesday we talked about the Arsenal and Manchester United game. And you told me that there's no way Manchester United will get a result
I told you, I told you that day that the best result that Manchester United could get at Emirates Stadium is draw. And if you watch that match, you understand me, you will see that the Arsenal, dominated the game. Imagine that Arsenal played 13 corner kicks, and Man U did not play one. Go and check the statistics. You understand me? I told you, Mikel Arteta he understands using small boys to get his result. Do you understand me? Like I told you, he started from the academy, and he know how to use this ball. Though I didn't say Manchester United did not try at that match, but what I told you that day was that the best result Manchester could get at that match is draw. And you see what the eventual result was 2-0. To tell you that Arsenal seriously, had the day.
Okay, the principal team, are you there? The principal team, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can we flip over to let's flip over to Chelsea. I want you to just put them together, Chelsea and also Manchester City. Manchester City back to winning ways. What do you have to say about it?
Yes. Well, I would say it's mixed feelings. See Manchester City get back to winning ways. I would have loved Pep to continue on the sloppy way down. Yeah, but yes, it's nice to have him. It's nice to have him back winning because Liverpool fans now would probably take a chill pill, and the Premier League title race becomes more interesting. So it was a very good one for Manchester City, and it shows how obvious Kevin De Bruyne is to Manchester City and how crucial he is to everything that Pep has to do. Kevin De Bruyne came back and in less than 8 minutes, he got an assist. And in less than 30-something minutes, he's gotten a goal for himself. It was literally the heartbeat of everything good that happened for Manchester City on that day. And their next game away from home at Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park, I think Manchester City are also going to win that game because now there's Kevin De Bruyne. Other players are really going to step up because they know, okay, the engine of the team is back and everyone is going to be up and running even before them. So I think Pep is a happy man. He's relieved finally getting a good win, not just anyhow win, but a 3-0 victory. That was a comfortable one for them. I'm very happy that, Manchester City are back to it's going to be more interesting because everyone thought, oh, Liverpool are going to run away with it. But let's see. I'm talking about Chelsea. Really, I have to say, I've been very impressed with the difference at Manchester City. Enzo Maresca's side have been really much impressive. Look at the weekend. That's 11 goals in just 2 games. They've been very much impressive, scoring goals for fun. And even Jadon Sancho got on the score sheet. So Enzo Maresca doing a pretty good job with the players. And I'm happy that Chelsea are also in the conversation. I think this is one of the most interesting title races ever they were going to have. And not just the title race alone. In fact, the entire top half of the table, that's talking about the top 10. Because if you look at that table, Manchester United, for instance, who are currently out of the top 10, if United are to get a victory in their next game and magically all of the teams above United were to drop points, United could skyrocket all the way to 6th or 7th to show you how crazy the APL is this season. So it's still to be where they are by this time of the season, to what Enzo Maresca is building at Chelsea, and even Enzo Fernandez who seems to have stepped up this season. So kudos has to go to Chelsea for their impressive performance, and let's just hope they can keep it this way till the end of the season, or till the crucial stages of the season where the fixtures will come in thick and fast, and players might pick up injuries and squad management needs to come in and all of that. But Manchester City as well, they are back to winning ways. I don't think they're going to suffer any more defeats that would go that would extend to has finally found the missing piece, and the Premier League is going to this time.
Okay, Mr. Tolu, are you there with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr.
Yes,
Tolu,
yes, I'm here.
How do you?
Yes.
Don't you think Liverpool dropping points at this point is a problem to the title race for them? The hope, okay, it's a dent to the hope for their title race. It was 9 minutes when Newcastle equalized that game.
I think anytime you are talking, the network is bad.
Okay.
When Principal was talking, I heard him clear and loud. I don't know, the network over there is cracking.
Okay, can you,
Mr. Ebe, what happened? I can't hear you well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, the question I was asking is, what happened to Liverpool dropping point at this point? Don't you think that is a dent to their hope of winning the title this season? And considering the fact that they held that lead till 9 minutes before Newcastle had to equalize to run away with a point.
Losing points at this time, I think there's nothing wrong with it. football, like I told you, like I said, is not all-winning business. You win, you lose, you draw. So if Liverpool at this time, they are, dropping point, it will even make the race, it will make the league more interesting. You understand me? So if you look at the point now, different point between the second place Chelsea now and Liverpool, I think it's just 7 points now, if I'm
Yes,
right.
7 points, yeah.
So that shows you that chasing the title is still very open for any team in the Premiership. So there's nothing wrong there, honestly. But the fact is just that Liverpool have to be very careful, because if they want to really win that league, they should just buckle up. This is time to be more serious and chase the league, with all determination. I think that does it.
Okay, Mr. Tony. Let's go back to the principal team. Principal team, let's come back. Let's come back home. Principal team, are you there with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, let's come back home. CAF Award 16th December. Ademola Lookman is at the front runner of that award. What do you think is going to be a very, very huge achievement for Nigeria if Ademola Lookman eventually pick that title, considering the fact that it was a Nigerian that is still holding the title, which is Victor Osimhen. So imagine Victor Osimhen handing over to Ademola Lookman. What do you think the principal thing?
It's not really a case of what I think. I would say at this stage, I think it's more. I think it's pretty much what is obvious. Because you look at, you look at it based on the large scale of things. Ademola Lookman has been the most standout performer, literally in Africa. Because who are the guys competing with him? Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz just decided to become African a few months ago. Before then he wasn't African, so you can't even add him to the conversation. Ademola Lookman well deserved. Won the Europa League. Crucial to everything good that has happened to Atalanta, even for the national team. Still performing. It's going to be a very good one if Nigeria wins it. I don't really think there's any other person to win it, because if Ademola Lookman doesn't win it, then we're probably going to start asking questions about CAF if they are turning into FIFA little by little, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so it has to be Ademola Lookman. No, apart from sentiments, Lookman has pretty much been the most consistent performer on the African continent, like representing the African continent from last season. In fact, throughout 2024, it's been so consistent. Even from last season till 2024 and till now, still performing for Atalanta. So yeah, he has to be the one. He has to be the one. No other person deserves it more than him. No other person deserves it more than him. And it's going to be a very good one for Nigeria, winning it back to back. Something that doesn't happen too often. Yeah.
Okay, in 40 seconds, before I let you go, in 40 seconds, or before I go back to Mr. Tolu, Ademola Lookman has...
All right. Concerning this best Africa players of the year, I give it to Lookman.
Okay. I
give it to Ademola Lookman. If we are talking about individual performance or impressive season, Ademola Lookman has been outstanding out of the 3 players for the final list. We are talking of Victor Boniface and Ibrahim, this Moroccan guy. But you know what I just observe is that the other two players, they have more laurels in this last season or the season under review. Like Victor, the FA of that in his with his club, and he won a Super Cup. You understand me? The same thing with the other guy. The other guy, the Moroccan guy, won Champions League with Real Madrid. He won a FA Cup and a Super Cup as well. But when we are talking of individual outstanding performance, I think Ademola Lookman got it right from here, because at the final of the UEFA Cup, he scored what do you call it? 3 goals,
Yes,
which is the one of hello.
Go ahead, we are listening.
Hello.
A hat-trick.
He scored 3 goals. You know, that makes him very, very outstanding for that for the last season. So I think if you want to look at it from individual performance, I think Lookman is outstanding. While when we want to look at the club performance and club achievement, I think the other two players, they have upper hand. So, but I wish Ademola Lookman the best.
Okay, the principal thing
No,
in 30 seconds, because we are running out of time.
Yeah.
In 30 seconds, can you tell Tammy Abraham? I didn't Tammy Abraham accept to play for Nigeria. Can you hear me, the principal thing?
I didn't get you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I said in 30 seconds, please, because we are running out of time. Can you tell Tammy Abraham accept to play for the Super Eagles instead of the 3 Lions? Don't you think he would have done more exploits than what he's doing right now? Please, in 30 seconds, please.
I think I'm struggling to hear you a bit. It's kind of cracking.
Yes,
Can you hear me
it's
now?
cracking.
It has
Can
to
you
be
hear me
the
now?
network. It has to be the network. But I think I heard a bit about the 3 Lions.
Yes, I'm talking about Tammy Abraham. You know, he chose the 3 Lions over the Super Eagle. And now, he's not being used by the 3 Lions. Don't you think that when he chose the Super Eagles, he would have been more instrumental? Are you there, the principal thing?
I am.
But you could not hear my question, right?
I am. Yeah, the network is not doing me well
The
here.
network is very bad.
All right. At this note, I think we're just going to end the show now because we don't have enough time. Thank you, the principal team. Thank